Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. Support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys. Head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hello, everyone!
Wow.
Hi!
We're on an episode of Hypecast!
Hypecast!
The show where we
Hypecast.
get hyped about stuff and things. I'm your co-host, Tom Ryman.
I'm your other co-host, David Bell.
And I'm
Dale.
Michael, and I'm hyped.
Hi, Michael.
Thanks,
Michael.
great to be here.
Welcome. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being on.
I used all my hype up making car noises. We really shouldn't have done that for 6.5 hours before we started rolling, but it was
that's how we
fun.
prep.
It was a blast.
I wanted us to come in with the right amount of both hype and exhaustion.
Sure.
Yeah.
Exhaust, cars, I get it.
Yeah, no, you see what I'm going for. Yeah.
I'm just staring at the Oliver Reed gifts we were throwing around before taping, and they're hypnotic in a way.
Yeah, he's a mesmerizing man. He truly is.
He's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for
Michael,
having me, gents. Always
Yeah,
happy to be here
thank
on
you
the
so much
Hypecast.
for being on the show, buddy.
Absolutely.
How are you? How are things? What's up?
My tummy doesn't hurt. Burn.
My tummy hurts.
Wreck on Dave.
Dave's inferior tummy is in pain.
I'm flying high, you guys. Let's see. Do you want a real scrap of life news?
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
I have two big ones. One's too big to reveal on it as a guest. I'll reveal that on one of my own podcasts. But the other one is, last night I began formal talks to write a video game, which would be a first for me.
Oh, cool.
So it looks like
Ooh.
that might happen, and I would love that. Man, I
What
would
kind
love
of
that.
video game?
That's as much as I can say, which is good because that means it's a realer. You guys know how it is. Of the irons in the fire, the fact that I can't talk about it means it's one of the realer ones, which is
Indeed.
exciting.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah,
it's not like
I can't
it
wait
wouldn't
to
be
play
like
it.
a career launching. It's not like Last of Us 3 or whatever. But hey, foot in the door, whole new medium. That would be fun as hell, I think.
Yeah.
I think so, too. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So
man,
that's
that's
mostly what's on my mind because that was late last night. I was on the horn with Japan talking business.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Right? It's good. You know what time it is there? Tomorrow. I
Fuck.
forget what movie that's from, but I love that line.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody yell out what movie it's from when you're, like, the people listening.
Sure.
Yeah,
They'll
just
do
shout,
that for
shout
you.
at the speaker, and we'll hear it. We'll hear you.
We can hear
It
you.
doesn't matter that this is recorded in the past because all time is relative. All time exists
Yeah.
at once.
Did you hear what he just said about Japan? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
I heard that
Wow.
and the Big Bang and the Gettysburg Address because time is nothing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's. I think
It
that's a
all
good.
came out of Abraham Lincoln's mouth.
That's right. All right, here comes the podcast episode in this point in time. You ready? Ah! That was it. That was the Hypecast. We're done.
Oh, what are we doing?
I don't know.
What's going
It's
on?
your
I
show.
don't know, man. Yeah, it's we're just seeing what happens. We're letting atoms
We're just-
collide.
Yeah, we're just saying stuff.
Yeah,
we're just saying.
we're
this
just
stuff.
talking right now. So maybe we should go ahead and get started, Dave. Do we have some producers we want to thank? We probably do.
Yeah. Okay. Big thank you to @NerdNumbers.
Woo.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Mike the Lurker who fucks.
My ears
Thank
are
you to-
burning.
Thank you to DJ Finney. Thank you very much. Thank you to the Indignant Eel. Thank you to Look Ma, I'm on a podcast. Thank you to Children Love the Meat Millie.
Sure do.
Thank you to Grumblebee. Thank you to Screaming Horse Pyramid. Thank you to Del Griffith, the shower curtain fella. Thank you to Thank you to Seismic Charge Noise. Bwam. Thank you to Deborah's awesome, Barbara's great, and Cancer can go to hell. Thank you to Numino Ultra Microscopic Silico Volcano Coniosis Jones. Thank you to the baby from Eraserhead. Thank you to Chiz Lily Tits. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let me jump in here. Thank you to these 7 Bs. Thank you to Breezy Ruizy. Thank you to Davey Francis Ford, The Revenge. Thank you to MVB. Thank you to Chester's Prophet. Thank you to Definitely Not Guillermo del Toro. Thank you to Brian, whom Tom knows. Thank you to Bob Grenville.
Thanks.
Thank you to Steven.
Thank you.
Thank you to Down Home Chicken.
Thank
you to Han Toomey, the Confused Cyborg. Thank you to Asking 7. Thank you to Happy Ed 209.
Thank you.
Sounds like we're wishing a Happy Ed 209 day. Thank you to Tom and Dave are good writers. Follow them at Collider and some more news.
Thank you.
Thank you to Tiger George Pratt Thompson. Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Thank you.
Thank you to Dan Hackroyd, which is appropriate considering the first trailer.
Yeah, are your producers always also segues? That's
not
impressive.
Always. Not always. Sometimes.
Well
But
played,
this time
Dan.
they are.
In this specific instance, folks, we're talking about the 738th Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer.
Yep.
And if YouTube's metadata is to be believed, the final trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes out in like a week, so yeah.
Yeah, the next thing's the movie. Great.
Yeah. Has anybody heard anything about this? Is it any good? I've only heard that it does the thing that the trailers seem to indicate, which is that it takes it very seriously. The Ghostbusters lore and universe.
From my coworkers and colleagues and such, I've heard that it's fine. It's just like you pointed out, this trailer is very serious, and like everything about this just seems. I mean, obviously we've known, I think, for a long time that we need to just kind of leave Ghostbusters alone. But this movie in particular feels misguided, just from its really serious tone, its focus on kids, and like
it feels like the way the new Star Wars were an overcorrection from the prequels. Like this seems like maybe it's an overcorrection from the 2016 one.
Right, because none of these elements are present in the original movie everybody liked. Like the movie is not adventure kids. It's not about kids, and it's not like this super serious gray thing. It's a bunch of fucking Second City dudes doing improv.
Here's my defense, and Michael, I want to hear your thoughts as well, pretty please. But my defense is that to me it's okay to make Ghostbusters something else, because who gives a shit? Because like I love that first movie, but I don't think it was ever anything special.
That's kind of my point. Is
Ghostbusters, they're treating it like it's something special,
right? Like people don't. And I think we've said this before, maybe not on the show, but definitely in at Cracked or whatever. But like the thing people like about Ghostbusters is not the rich Ghostbusters universe. It's those 4 guys.
Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
That's it. Like it's not like this. It's not like Star Wars where it's this whole universe that we want to. We could do like a Ghostbusters in different genres. It's like no, it was a comedy that worked that one time because of these specific people that were involved, and that's it.
Right.
It's like if we kept trying to make sequels to The Great Outdoors. You know what I mean? Like it's like
even greater outdoors.
We should
way
do
the
that.
fuck out there.
Yeah. They're just on an island. I don't even know what they're doing out there.
It's just called space. I'll argue only insofar as I do think I'm currently going through a phase where I'm in love with production designers and art designers and people like that. And, like how, a Wes Anderson or Tim Burton will get a whole career out of a fruitful partnership with a visual artist or like a pure visual artist. And I think Ghostbusters also had that. There's something unique that is probably mostly attributable to the art department about the Ghostbusters look and feel that like there's a reason it's more favorited than Stripes or any combination of those guys doing their thing. I think is because it's not that the lore makes sense or that you could dig into it, or God forbid that you do it in various genres. I agree with you there. But I do think there's something about it that almost teases lore effectively. Like Ghostbusters did make me feel weird as a kid, and it was like a comedy that also made me feel, ooky spooky, like a little bit. And other Bill Murray vehicles didn't really do that. But at the end of the day, of course, I agree with everything you fellas are saying. And does anyone know any behind the scenes news as far as, because at the end of this trailer, we do hear a single, unless I'm mishearing Dan Aykroyd again, because I believe we talked about this last time I was on, and I thought Dan Aykroyd was Bill Murray, but isn't Bill Murray in this trailer, or am I full of shit?
Okay. I believe that's
his voice at the end. And all of him and Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson are all in it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I
what if they do a bunch of funny stuff? I don't know, but it seems unlikely. My main problem with it is that it's taken so seriously. That seems like, even if we were going to skin it in a different genre, that seems like a weird pick. Super serious, supernatural horror.
I do
even
agree.
Like supernatural adventure. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. No, I do agree that the art style and the look of the ghosts and kind of the look of the architecture and the special effects in the original movies
is unique.
Yeah, it's all real unique, very unique, and they're kind of sticking to it in this movie, which I appreciate. Like the terror dog looked cool, and there was like this couple of ghosts that looked like the old. I mean, it's their digital effects now, of course, whereas before they were a mix of the two. But they look like the same style, and that's nice. So yeah, you're definitely right. Yeah, there's something more essential about Ghostbusters than just the comedic performances. There is a specific look and feel to it, for sure. And I think I will admit that this movie seems to at least understand that.
Yeah. By the way, shout out to Steve Johnson. That's the guy who designed Slimer and The Librarian.
Good designs.
He got his start with Poltergeist.
Rips. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, Poltergeist also has
American
a similar...
Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
He worked on Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2.
Sure.
He has a lot of good credits. The Abyss.
Okay.
Now the
Fright
subtitle
Night,
is
Big Trouble in Little
Afterlife.
China.
How many of these kids you think we see die on screen? All of them?
God,
Probably
I
all
hope
of them.
all of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Or unless one was already dead the whole time. But
yeah, they might do that shit.
I do honestly hope that they end up going into the ghost realm somehow, rather than they always bring the ghost realm here. I want them to go into the ghost. I mean, they did it in the Saturday morning cartoon a lot.
I was about to say in the cartoon they did it, and I really had fun with that.
Yes, I did.
There are fun things you can do. It really is. It's just it's just something to do comedy with.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a dumb idea to do funnies.
Yeah.
They could still have fun with the idea and do something weird and creative with it. Yeah, it really is just that the first Ghostbusters is a really hard magic to recreate. That's it. And like, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I'm a little excited for this just because it triggers that nostalgia. But that nostalgia, again, originally came from just those four people, so I don't know.
Are you
man.
Ghostbusters? Well, I'd say 5 if you count Moranis, but are the... I guess you could say
5.
6. I mean,
I would
really,
say 6. I would say 7.
I mean 7, yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
8 if you want to count William Atherton.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Or fucking Peter McNichol in Ghostbusters 2 who fucking rules.
Also, I love him, but I don't see the need for Paul Rudd, and it's... just seems like a superfluous Rudd. So, as evidenced by the trailer, was just a bunch of visual effects cut to Paul Rudd looking at them like, wow, that's happening.
I think he's their science teacher or something.
I think he's gonna be the Rick Moranis. I think he's gonna be the guy who gets possessed, or like, because there's a shot of him being chased by a terror dog, and like, so I'm guessing that's what I'm guessing this is gonna be. I think this is,
or he'll be in peril.
Yeah, going back to the Star Wars, I think this will be what was that first one called? The new Star War.
Rise of the Blip Blop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rise of the Blip Blop. I think you know how that one was just like felt like another, like they just did another Death Star and they did all the. I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be Gozer.
What I fear Matrix 4 will be. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just we're just gonna do all the things again, instead of doing anything. Like yes, they put some new toys in, but like generally speaking, I think they're just gonna remake the first Ghostbusters. And I don't know. That's fine.
What if one of these kids rises to the occasion and suddenly is like a generation-defining, unique comedic sensibility? That would be nice.
I hope.
I would love that. Yeah. If this like gave us who is the next Bill Murray? Jeez. Mm-hmm. Well, we don't have to get bogged down in that, but Mulaney's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. This could be fun, I guess.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the next trailer?
Yeah, we can
Bill
move on.
Burr's getting cast in a lot of stuff where he does his. All right, yeah. Let's move on.
I don't think it's Bill Burr, Mike.
Well, I just saw him in Reservation Dogs, which was an odd place for him to pop up, and he wasn't too shabby.
I don't know if there will be a next Bill Murray. I think it just doesn't work that way.
No, it just we don't need to define it that way.
I mean, there'll be someone next who'll be that person that everybody in that generation thinks about, but like for all we know it's like a PewDiePie type, you know what I mean? Like it's like some fucking jackass on YouTube.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah, I just meant who's the popular for their specific unique comedic, combination of pacing and voice or whatever. I don't know who that is right now.
I don't know. I think what it is that Bill Murray had that. It's that he could just say whatever and be funny. Like, you can give him literally any line.
I find his attitude and vibe when he does comedy exactly analogous functionally to Bugs Bunny. He is just like he's Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like too cool for school, kid.
Yeah, there'll be comedians like that, I think, in the future. All right, well, this next trailer is for Silent Night.
Delayed it as long as possible, but now we're going to talk about this weird movie. Yep.
I'm actually I'm kind of stoked for this movie.
Fine.
This is like this is like fucking like funny melancholia.
Yeah, it's a couple of generations of a family spending Christmas together in a house as this world-ending gas is descending upon them, and it's going to kill everyone.
I mean, it's Call of Duty Warzone. Yeah, it's just a battle royale game essentially. The inevitable
someone got a kill streak, and they're
that's just how Warzone works. Remember the map shrinks.
Oh right,
Call
of Duty Warzone.
And I like that it's not. Unless they're doing the double triple fake out and everything we saw in the trailer are visions or dreams or something, it's they're not fucking around with, well, is it just a family who's in a cult? Are they all crazy? It's pretty explicitly true that the world is ending because of poison gas. So it's just like, how would you spend that time?
Yeah.
I think the idea is it's climate change, right?
I'm sure it comments upon something.
In the poster, they show like tornadoes and shit in the windows in the poster. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming the idea is like it's the older generation and the young kids who never got a chance, and they are all going to die.
In the trailer, the middle generation literally says to the kids, the important thing for you to remember as this happens is that it's not your parents' fault.
Yep.
Right.
So it's like, oh, okay, it's climate change, which then made me think, is this just going to be mother exclamation point for dumb people? Like, is it just going to be a more accessible mother?
I think it might be.
Because that's what mother is.
Yeah, that's what mother is.
All right.
I think the idea is I think people are honing in on the generational wars. I literally just wrote a Somewhere News or edited a Somewhere News about this. Our generation, we're so focused on blaming boomers because, it was kind of their fault. But, like, young people don't care, right? Like, they just want a solution. Like, one of the biggest booms with young people right now is they're actually going to school and looking for jobs that are around climate change. Because to them, it's like, well, we have to solve this. You know, like, they're the people who actually are affected by it. So I think that dynamic has been picked up on a lot, and this seems like a response to that.
Yeah, there's a shot in the trailer where the little boy and his friend or cousin or whatever, it's the kid from Jojo Rabbit, run out of the house to, like, I guess either escape or find a solution or something. So yeah, it seems to be. And by the way, the cast in this movie looks pretty sweet. It's Keira Knightley and Matthew Good are two of the parents, and then obviously the kid from Jojo Rabbit, and then Lucy Punch shows up in there.
Mm-hmm. Johnny Depp's kid.
Johnny Depp's kid, sure.
Yeah, she's there. Continuing
that family's long tradition of doing fake British accents.
Yeah. I love apocalypse movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's something about them that when like it's inevitable like this, and how people deal with that idea is interesting to me. So yeah, I definitely want to see this. But Michael, I think you're right that it's also going to be really on the nose. It's going to be like extremely.
Hey, if that convinces anyone who's at a young enough age where that seems deep to them, and that they see this movie and go, "Oh, it's about climate change. Wow, I love this movie. I'm going to fight against climate change." Good. All the better. So it's fine.
And it's got the Stoker guy from Stoker.
Yeah.
What's his name, Tom?
Matthew Good. He's, Ozymandias in the Watchmen movie.
Stoker. But mainly he's
primarily Stoker, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're all going to die. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Single All the Way.
Sure.
This is I put in the note like it's a bunch of romantic comedies we've already did.
Yeah.
But it's a gay couple.
Yeah.
And like I think we can do LGBTQ versions of While You Were Sleeping.
You've got
Sleepless in
Male
Seattle.
MALE.
Do them all. Do them all. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Swingle All the Way about a poly couple. You got to do, because we got Jingle All the Way already. I want like Mingle All the Way, Kringle All the Way. There's a lot you could do with just that as a shadow series, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do
Anyway,
you guys think?
Netflix sure has entered a phase where they look at a big board and they go, "What's coming up? Oh, it's the holiday pipeline. Let's get those holiday units out the door." It's like what they do now is they do whatever's seasonal. It's like seasonal content that you'd expect to get.
It's just, I mean, it's just the algorithm growing more refined, because they've always, like, House of Cards was produced by an algorithm. So it's like from jump, as soon as they started making original content, it was all dictated by an algorithm. It's just getting more focused.
It's just like how we all noticed
Yeah,
when targeted advertising started getting good enough that we're like, I notice now that targeted advertising's a thing. I now notice that Netflix's algorithm is an algorithm. I can feel it.
Yep. It's going to challenge you to a basketball game soon.
Yeah, this just feels like it was written by a computer.
Sure. But I mean,
which isn't to say that it doesn't look kind of fun.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fun.
Jennifer
It looks
Coolidge in it. Sure.
Jennifer Coolidge is phenomenal. It looks like a. It's got one of the actresses from Schitt's Creek who's very good. Tom knows names. I don't.
Which one?
She plays the diner, the waitress at the diner on Schitt's Creek. Twyla.
Oh, that's also a Levy. I don't remember her name, but
Levy's daughter.
Levy's daughter. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember her name, unfortunately.
Anyway, she's also good, and that is
Empire.
unfortunate. And it looks fine. It looks like a play you might see.
I mean, it's the
transferred to film.
Oh shit! I lost the name of the movie. Like I had a direct analogy for it, but it's Son-in-Law.
Yeah,
it's Son-in-Law.
It's Son-in-Law.
It's the guy's going home for Christmas and he's having his best friend pretend to be his boyfriend so they won't bug him about being single, and then they set him up on a date with a really nice guy, and then it's like, oh, but should I be with this really nice guy or with my oldest friend? You know, it's a million romantic comedies we've seen, but
sure,
right. What if he chooses the other guy? Like, that would be incredible.
That would be an amazing film.
That's the thing. Most of these films, like, this is why we watch them, is that you can close your eyes and imagine the entire film from beginning to end without having seen it.
Yeah.
Like, of course we know what's going to happen. It'd be interesting for them to do something different, but also, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Right, like what if he freezes and turns into a tree like in Annihilation?
Right.
Just something you do not expect from that genre of film.
Or The Fountain.
Would be great. Yeah.
That's also the way The Fountain ends.
It's true.
Man, The Fountain. Oh, if they did the first half, I don't know why we're talking about Aronofsky all of a sudden.
First half single all the way. Second half,
if
The Fountain.
Yes.
The Fountain.
If it was like the first half was like a romantic comedy, and then she dies, and then he searches through time
The
for her.
second half is him
Yeah.
declaring war on God.
I want to see Jennifer Coolidge in an Aronofsky film so bad.
Sure.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Makes a
I
lot
can
of
see
sense.
it.
Well, we can move on.
Darren Aronofsky. All right. Well, the next is the actual trailer where we see her face because for some reason they teased it. Being the Ricardos.
This should have been the first trailer they put out. Because
Yeah.
this actually identifies what the conflict of the film is, which is the fact that Lucy's getting investigated for being a communist sympathizer.
Right.
In the wake
I
of her marriage
guarantee-
falling apart.
Yeah, I guarantee this is going to be the Sorkin, and then everybody clapped because they do the thing where she even says like, "Are they going to boo me?" You know, like the audience.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's
They're
going
going
to
to
be
clap
that
you,
moment
lady. They're
where
going to clap you hard.
Yeah, everybody's gonna
Clap you so hard.
I gotta say, unlike Netflix, I find Amazon Prime Video offerings for the most part to seem fairly curated. Like they do have a focus and at least, and you know, a board of executives who have some kind of plan or something.
I think it's a progression because remember when like they were doing like Netflix was putting out like art house films
Sure.
for a little bit.
Yeah,
And
they
then,
pushed hard for Beast
like
of No
Roma.
Nation.
Yeah, Roma, where they do these things that were like, oh yeah, we're actually going to be, and then I think they were just like, well, we looked at the numbers and it turns out nothing matters, and I wonder if Amazon will eventually get there too.
Well, I thought this
fuck
looked
it.
surprisingly good. Anton Chigurh
does.
as Desi Arnaz is a revelation.
Yeah,
That's-
Javier Bardem
that's so
fucking
cool, yeah.
slaps in everything he's in. And I like Nicole Kidman.
I like
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman. Not my initial first thought when I think Lucille Ball, but I don't know who would be, so I know
Yeah.
the internet says Deborah Messing, but I think that's a pretty
No,
superficial
that's-
call.
that's just because the internet loves to be like, this person kind of looks like that person.
Yeah,
Make them that
for real.
person. It's like, no, that's not how this works.
They definitely put some sort of makeup on her for this.
A little bit, yeah.
I just
It's very subtle.
Sorkin, man.
I appreciate that. Like, I get weirded out by movies that are like that shit they slapped on Clive Owen's face in Impeachment, where it's like he
Yeah.
doesn't need
I
to
think-
look like Bill Clinton. This is a show. He's an actor.
Yeah.
Like we can
I think-
make believe.
For me, the gold standard was Dr. Sleep, where it's like they don't have to look like them, but have them like fucking really get someone who really can nail acting like them.
Oh, you mean with Henry Thomas playing
with-
Jack?
Yeah, and all the
and the guy that got to play
no Scatman,
Scatman,
and
yeah.
and
the mom,
Wendy.
yeah, the mom, who I think is the lady from House of the Devil.
Maybe, yeah, but they're all nailing it.
Yeah, and it's all about performance rather than what they look like.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just Sorkin, man. I can't stay away from Sorkin, but it's like
I
always a
forgot.
hate watch.
Damn it, he
Yeah.
gets me every time.
He does
Exactly.
Every
fucking ass.
time I go, that looks good, and then after that, someone says, "You know, it's Sorkin," and I go, "God damn it!"
That's why I think it's going to end with, and then everyone clap.
Yeah.
Like it's going to end with some big idealistic, like bullshit, like liberal white rich guy view of how things should go. That's just like, Christ.
And yet, I love Lucy. Like I really do. I'm all for her getting like, you know, lionized in the historical canon whenever possible.
Yeah, she had like a genuinely fascinating life, and I'm
Right.
gonna watch the shit out of this movie. Like, don't get me
That's
wrong.
the problem. I'm going to watch it
Yeah.
too, and then I'm going to get mad.
Well, maybe we'll see.
I mean, statistically speaking,
Yeah.
with Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they tend
Yeah.
to end pretty embarrassingly.
Yeah, some of them I think are quaint. Like I really like A Few Good Men, even though again that's a fucking wish fulfillment. Like the idea that someone would just confess in court
Yeah.
to solve it. Like that's bad.
Bananas. Yeah.
That's a bad
For
writing.
like as iconic as that "you can't handle the truth" scene became, it is ludicrous in the context of the movie.
The American President, The Social Network, like these are all like things. I don't know.
And yet,
Moneyball, I love me some Moneyball.
As we say this, all Twitter can talk about, or at least a big portion of Twitter, is the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, which today had the judge force everyone to applaud for the defense's first witness.
That
crazy shit does happen,
Sorkin.
I guess, in courts.
Yeah.
Like really crazy shit.
Not
Yeah,
normally.
but not the inspiring stuff.
No,
Yeah.
Like
no,
that's-
it's not
like-
inspiring, but
like-
it has all the components of a Sorkin ending.
Yeah.
In the wrong
Right.
order.
Where
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
here is a judge that is trying to
whip up some kind of moment.
or to like inflict a mistrial, I guess, is the shit he keeps pulling.
Yeah.
But like
It seems like someone's trying to. It's like someone made a bet before that trial of like who can. I don't know
how
what's
much
going
can
on.
this judge do before somebody's like, okay, are we really letting this
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah.
Anywho, the Ricardos. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna get mad because of Aaron Sorkin, but also like I don't know. There's always a charm to him, to his like stupid wish fulfillment. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be great. Maybe it'll be the best thing ever.
It might be. It
I
could
think
be.
it will be until the ending, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Speaking,
You might even think it's the best thing after the ending, and then a friend will tell you, half of that shit in the ending didn't happen that way. It happened this way. And
Right.
you'll go, oh, that's depressing. That changes everything. It's usually my experience with Sorkin
now I
stuff.
feel like an asshole.
yeah. Oh yeah, the last one he did, like the ending of that, absolutely didn't
Right.
happen.
And then you feel dumb for thinking it could have. You're like, of course it didn't happen. Look at the elements. It's ridiculous. Why did I believe
Right.
that?
Even if it did, I don't want to spoil
Even
it.
if I
but
did, it
that's still-
doesn't mean what he said
it's
it meant.
It's again the most like empty wish fulfillment where it's like the bad, like they gloss over the fact that bad things still happened, and like they're like, yeah, but everybody clapped.
It's the
like,
Thanksgiving
yeah.
Day play where the pilgrims and the natives become
Yes.
friends.
That's exactly what it is.
And you're
That's
like, this
every
is uplifting
Sorkin.
content, right? Everyone feels good. And you're like, I guess. But there's a deeper story here. Yeah.
God, that's a perfect way to describe it. All right, let's talk about this next trailer for Elves.
Sure.
Troll Hunter
Elves.
wannabe. I'm calling
This is
it.
What is it?
What?
Troll Hunters? It's a Troll Hunters wannabe.
Maybe
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a TV
maybe.
series. This is going to be a series.
Netflix again.
It's Denmark. I will say Netflix it actually kills it when it comes to foreign stuff. I think.
Right. Because it's low overhead, right? Or I assume they can.
I think what
it's
happens
cheaper
is
than original production, and they make
I think they
good choices, and it pays
Yeah,
off.
I think they just buy
I think
it.
they just buy it.
Yeah.
Like that's
This
they're just buying
it's
good
just
things.
Something that was made by somebody else, and they're purchasing the distribution rights
and
for
it's
other
completely
markets.
done by the time they're interested. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is about a family on a Christmas vacation who go to this weird town that appears to have elves.
An elf
Yeah.
Not
infestation.
like scary
Yeah,
elves.
Like a
tiny
problem with
Oh
elves.
man, it looks. I'm weirdly excited for this.
Me too.
Between this and the
looks like-
Cole Meany Gnome movie we talked about a few weeks
Yeah.
ago, I'm all in for little garden creatures, little garden cryptids to just be murdering the shit out of people.
Yeah,
Into
because
it.
they don't look like the little one looks like a cutesy elf type, but then there's like big ones that are like weird and terrifying. They look like they don't quite show them. They're like the monsters from the village. I don't know. This looks fucking weird, and I'm into it. Why the fuck not? You know?
Yeah. Why the
I'm just
fuck not?
I'm suspicious of anything that's seasonal. And in fact, the fact that it's Dutch, right? If you're something from Denmark is Dutch, is that right? Or is
Sure.
that Holland? Anyway,
Sure.
I
that
think Denmark is Danish.
Danish, thank you.
Denny.
The fact that
It's
it's
Denny.
Danish inspires a little more, just because I feel like, well, they do have a rich tradition of, so it's a play on folklore. I get that, but I'm wary of, and maybe this is just why Netflix went with it, I'm wary of any time the store brings out the seasonal stuff just because it's time, and they're like, evil elves, I don't know, evil Santa, I don't know, reindeer games. All these things are bad that I'm naming is my point.
Yeah, this feels barely seasonal.
Okay.
To
Santa's
me,
elves.
like, that's the thing is I feel like, no, all right, it was written to be seasonal, but those things look barely like elves, It almost felt like an afterthought, like they wrote it and they're like, oh, we can make them like elves. But I could be wrong there.
I do like that their heads are conical instead of wearing hats. They have like conical skulls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're little cone heads.
Yeah. They're shaped like David the Gnome, but if his hat was the flesh of his head.
Yeah.
Just skull flesh.
Where did the movie Rare Exports come out of? That's the Netherlands, right?
I never saw it, so I can't help you there.
It's Gritty Santa. It's Evil Santa, though. I'm just wondering if that area, like...
And there was just a Killing Santa movie, right? Fat Man? Isn't that
there's a lot,
Santa's got to
of
kill
Evil
everyone
Santa
movie? Yeah.
things.
I mean, the thing is there's a lot of countries around the world that are making a lot of content. And
Finland, Norway. What I'm honing in on is I feel like the Netherlands have this, like... I don't know, evil Santa, evil elves thing, but maybe not.
Well, they're big
everywhere.
They're big on evil little creatures. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I buy it.
Is Troll Hunter?
Yeah.
Troll Hunters. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just in their lore.
From somewhere over there. It's Hollish or whatever.
Hollish.
It's Hollish.
Hellenish.
But yeah, this looks fun. Let's get to Twas the Fight Before Christmas.
Yeah.
Can I start?
We're getting down to the dregs.
Please
I
start.
just want to say that there was no interest whatsoever, and then suddenly there was one moment in this trailer where I was completely on board all the way through. And before I say the moment, I want to compare it to when you can throw out your premise and the premise of your thing hits so hard, I think you're onto a winner. Like the classic example I always quote is the King of the Hill episode where they're dancing with dogs and they start fighting about it. And Peggy goes, look, you can dance with your dog in the garage and Bobby can dance with his dog in the kitchen. Everyone gets to dance with a dog. Everyone's happy. There's a similar moment in this beautiful trailer, I thought. Although I'm not picking up that vibe from you guys, so I'll bring the hype.
No, I thought it was good.
When in the middle, when the guy goes, they've outlined that this guy basically went to war with his whole neighborhood because of his stupid Christmas display is so elaborate. And he goes, but was it all worth it? It cuts to him and he just goes,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That moment, I was on board from that point forward. This is my Tiger King.
I was going to make the comparison to Tiger King, yeah.
I appreciate, like, at first I thought, like, oh God, is this going to be a war on Christmas thing? And then no, it's more of like this person, is out of control.
I suspect there'll be an element to that in there because he does announce at one point, it was up to me to save Christmas, and it's what it is it's just some fucking asshole who spends thousands upon thousands of dollars, probably more, on a Christmas decorations to dress up his house each year, and he moves to a new house in a new neighborhood and starts to plan this event without speaking to his neighbors, without getting any kind of permits and shit. There's like
5,000 attendees, no permits.
Yeah, and it's like it's just this dude inflicting his Christmas will on his community, and they're like, "Can you not?" And it's about him fighting with them over it.
Yeah, and it seems like it's on the side of this guy's a monster.
When they ask, they clearly ask, like, would you say that the neighbors around here are like bad neighbors or whatever they said? But it's a question like that because it just cuts to an old man and he goes, no, it's a bunch of good neighbors and we're all against this one guy. I love this. I'm super into it.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's almost shot. I can't tell. I don't think it's fictional. I believe it's a documentary.
No, it's not fictional.
I'm only into it if it's a documentary. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's some of the shots I noticed is like it feels almost like a lot of staged moments, if that makes sense. Like, they're shooting it in a very interesting way that documentaries aren't normally shot. it's just interesting to me because, like, making a documentary like this, I assume this main subject of it thought he was going to be the hero of this, right?
Yeah.
And this trailer is clearly like, no, this man is not the hero of this.
Yeah.
This
real.
man, like, yeah.
Yeah, one of my
So-
favorite docs of all time is King of Kong, which is very much the same. Like, this guy thought he was going to be the hero of the movie because he's good at Donkey Kong, and it's like, no, it's about how ridiculous you are, sir.
I mean,
Right.
it is. It's about both things.
It's about both.
Like you do feel bad for that guy, Scott Wiebe, I think is his name, because like
The underdog guy. Yeah.
the reigning champ Billy Mitchell is such a clear prick.
Right. That's like, you guys
Luxurious
remember
head of hair.
American Movie? Remember that
Love
one?
that. That's the next one I was going to bring up. Working our way
Yeah,
backwards
have you ever
chronologically. Yeah.
Have you ever watched that with the commentary on by the guy?
No.
Like the subject of it? Very interesting. Because he is embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, he's watching and he's just like, Jesus Christ, listen to me. You know, like he's now with that
He's
perspective.
not aware. He's not.
He's aware now.
Yeah. He's
Like,
not
yeah.
the room guy.
Yeah, exactly. It's very interesting.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I guess, as I keep saying, I'm gonna have to get Apple TV at some point.
It's good shit on Apple TV, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got to watch Ted Lasso.
Let's talk about the Advent
Clalendar.
Clalendar.
It's fucking misspelled in its title card.
They misspelled their own title card, you guys.
It's amazing.
In
The
trailer.
graphic in their own trailer. Amazing.
Yeah, go check out this trailer before they fix it.
Before they
It's just
fix
the
it,
Advent calendar in the YouTube description, but in the trailer itself, the title card is spelled CLALENDAR. So enjoy that.
Yeah. And yet,
This
weirdly, it looks. I was like, what can you do with an advent calendar? And then as they dispensed the things they were going to do with it, I'm like, all right.
It's kind
be
of
on board for some of this.
It's kind of an interesting idea. Yeah, it's
like
about
you
this-
have to eat something and you don't know what it's going to be, and it gets worse and worse. You know,
Yeah.
things like that.
it's-
Yeah.
It's evil Jumanji.
Yeah.
And I love that. We should have more of that. Having just played Inscription, I was like, we need to make someone needs to make a movie version of this.
Sure. Yeah.
Like evil Jumanji, where it's like you have to do the thing. Yeah, this looks stupid fun. I'm into
agree.
Yeah,
it.
it's a lady who is at least paraplegic, is in a wheelchair, and she gets this creepy ass advent calendar. And the friend that gives it to her, it seems, is like, now be careful, because if you eat that means you have to eat them all. It's like, well, why did you give me this calendar? But so like she keeps eating things, and like bad shit happens every time she eats a new piece of the advent calendar.
Eventually, the calendar clearly demands blood sacrifices, but we're not clear on the mechanics of that necessarily.
Yeah.
And then there's the idea, the implication that like it's not always chocolate. So
No,
maybe it
yeah.
starts to be drugs, and then now she's an unreliable narrator and stuff like that. And it somehow keeps promising her that she'll walk, or like that it'll restore her mobility.
I was hoping, because the idea is pretty cool. You could do a lot with that. So I was hoping they were going to do a little bit more with, like, you know, it's like, oh, let's see what the 12th is. Oh, it's a bunch of razor blades, or, you know, like where it's like giving you shit. It's like, you gotta eat it.
Right, exactly. I hope
That
it's
you made
not.
the contract.
It may still go that way. That's what
true,
I'm
yeah.
hoping for. Yeah, stuff like that.
Bunch of
Yeah.
spiders.
Good old cluster
Just
of
your yearly
spiders.
quota of 8 spiders crammed in a little box. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna watch the shit out of it.
Probably.
So I really want to talk about this last one. I almost put this as more hype, but it's A24, and it's like, yeah, it's got plenty of
Yeah,
hype.
it's got plenty of hype.
Well, can I ask,
this is-
was that 3 trailers stitched together, or is that one trailer that is artistically repetitive?
I
This-
believe it's the second thing.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Are you talking about the
interesting.
trailer for The Beach?
Yes.
So I looked it up, and I'll explain what this is, because it's showing in theaters now, and it's showing on loops, so people can walk in at any time. It's what we're calling slow TV.
I thought
Which
it
is-
fucking was slow TV. Okay.
Yeah, which is where it is not. it's not. It's a cooking show. It's Bear Grylls meets cooking show is what they said. Slow TV is like reality TV. It's like Great British Bake Off if like it was just meandering and showed one person baking a cake per episode.
It's
right?
roughly real time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's atmospheric. It's just something that you're supposed to put on and not actually sit and watch necessarily, just to like keep you comforted, which is how we watch a lot of things.
It's the Yule log videos that, 8 hours of a Yule log and shit like that.
So it looks like an episode or whatever, however they quantize it. If I'm following.
It is. It's like something like 6 episodes.
It'll be like in real time. He wakes up, he showers, he goes to the beach, he catches a crab, he makes a fire, he cooks the crab, he dresses it up, and he shows you, and he's like, look, I made this crab. It took 5.5 hours.
Right. Yeah, I imagine. I love the part in the trailer where he's just like, I don't know what I'm doing, and they just show him driving in circles.
Yeah.
And that, to me, it feels like, I like the idea of like the stress of having to make slow TV of like, you got to do more stuff, man. We don't care what. Just go drive in circles for like a couple hours. We'll put that on. Yeah, it's just this dude like just hanging out on the beach in this cabin.
Yep. That's
cooking. Yep. And like, yeah, I'm down with it.
Sure. I mean, I probably won't watch it because I'm not the type of person that can put stuff on while I'm working.
Yeah, I recently started meditating every day like 2 weeks ago. But I don't think I'm ready for this. I think I need another year under my belt of meditating before I can stomach this much stillness. Too calm.
What they compare it to in this Deadline article is something I actually do often. They're comparing it to like the 7-hour train journey videos. I'll put those on.
That's the classic slow TV or the Yule log burning. Those are the things I'm aware of for slow TV. Or they'll just put a thing on the front of a ferry, and you'll watch the river crossing in real time or whatever.
And like what it is for me is that if it doesn't have sound, if it doesn't have someone talking, I can work to it, right? So like I might have to mute this, which I'm sure is fine. I'm sure I won't miss important information.
No, it's just him talking to chickens.
Yeah. God.
Sometimes he drops a juicy swear word, and it's funny.
He admits that he like killed his wife at one point. Yeah, I'm
in the middle of a 16-hour thing. Yeah. There's one elaborate chase scene, just an hour 5.5.
That would be amazing.
One French Connection chase scene,
and he's like, "I'm glad that's over with." Damn.
Anyway, back to the crab cook.
Back to raking this beach. Yeah.
Back to this clam bake.
Oh, I'm excited for the beach.
Sure.
All right, let's get into news stories.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got some more people to thank. Thank you to Menashevitz. Molotov says, the spice must flow, comrades.
Yeah.
Thank you to E.T., the extravagant terresticle. Thank you to Cody Johnston's time machine noise.
Always.
Thank you to Pete Vorpagel. Thank you to Glitterous, CFO of Michael Shannon's Chocolate Factory. Thank you to subscribe to Jesus Christ. Subscribe to Jason Pargin's Substack. I don't know why that was difficult. Mm-hmm. Thank you to the Midnight Patron with patrons at midnight. Thank you.
Let me jump in here. Thank you to Exploding Runes. Thank you to Andrew McAndrew Howguire How.
Thank
you to Vincent with a Y.
Thank
you to Rev MD. Thank you to Dr. DNA. Thank you to Lauren Gucci. And thank you to Bootler Bootlesson.
Thank you. Leo's playing Jim Jones.
Possibly.
Is that the name of a producer?
Yes.
Yep. I could believe it. And what a segue, because we're about to talk about Leo playing Jim Jones. What are the odds?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's officially going to do it, but he's like attached, I think.
Tied to it. Yeah. This was inevitable, right? Like a Jim Jones movie, and then it's like, who you get to play him? Well, yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio.
A very good actor of renown.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
This all makes sense. This all checks out.
Oh, wait, no, it does. My mistake. It does seem pretty definitive that he's going to produce in and star this movie.
Do we know who's making it?
No.
Do we know what it's about? Maybe it's not about. Maybe it's like an earlier thing in his childhood or something. Maybe it's completely unrelated.
It's about a weekend in Jim Jones' life, like a really nice weekend that he's
written by
the beach.
Scott Rosenberg, who wrote High Fidelity and Venom.
Okay. That's a good segue, but we're not done talking about Jim Jones.
No,
I know.
I think the best Jim Jones movie that exists is The Sacrament, right?
Yeah, The Sacrament rocks.
Yeah.
That's kind of how you do it, is like, I almost feel like don't include Jim Jones. Like, you don't need to. He's not special, you know?
No, but that story is remarkable and astonishing and upsetting and all these things, and it's a lot of people don't really know about it, myself included, until recently when
honestly,
I started to read more about it and kind of watch things that were available. But like everybody knows drinking the Kool-Aid, and that's it.
Exactly. It is like, this reminds me of, for years and years and years, I was like, why isn't there a Chernobyl miniseries? Like, that's low-hanging fruit. That's money on the table, grab it. And then they did it, and it was great. This reminds me of a similar thing, where it's like, yeah, it's weird that we haven't done it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sure.
So it's about time.
Well, especially with true crime generally and cult stuff specifically being as in vogue as it's ever been.
Yeah.
We love it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Maybe we should kind of teach people more about this kind of shit.
Yeah,
because
for
it
sure.
happens a lot.
I feel like this store's interest happens in waves, you know? Remember when I felt like, I think Silence of the Lambs started it when it was like serial killers. That felt big for a while.
Yeah.
And now, we're moved on to like cults. And that checks out. Okay. Well, speaking of that thing Michael said earlier, Paul Thomas Anderson had an interview where the big news is like that he said very casually, I enjoyed Venom too. And then fireworks went off.
That's the big news.
A parade happened.
Yeah. People
good for
took the day off from work and school.
Yeah.
There was licorice pizza all around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's the entire news story.
All.
It was him giving an interview about his new film Licorice Pizza, and the interviewer asked him, well, what movies did you see? What movies have you enjoyed recently? And one of them was fucking Venom 2.
I feel like he is being serious, but also he knows, like, that Scorsese interview and stuff where he's like, this will be fun.
Well, it's, what's fun to notice about the specific quote, beyond just the fact that Paul Thomas Anderson uttered the words, I enjoyed Venom 2, is that it comes between him talking about Shang-Chi, which he said he saw with his family or whatever. He's like, I'm in a Marvel-obsessed household, so we kind of had to go see it, and I thought that was really good for X, Y, and Z reasons. And then after that, he goes into Titan, or Titan, however you say it, and how it's like this bizarre movie that really impacted him. He's not quite sure if he really liked it, and he's not quite sure how to recommend it, but it's a movie he's still thinking about, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And sandwiched in between that is just fucking 5 words about Venom 2. So it's like Venom 2 clearly just passed right through him. Like he was just like, oh, that was fun. And then he just went on with his life.
Right. Well, that's the thing is Paul Thomas Anderson, I think, he's like he said, like if you have kids who are into Marvel and stuff, it's just like, we watched it. It was good. You know,
it was fine.
It was fun.
It was fine. It was 90 minutes long.
I had a lot going on that day. It was one thing that happened to me in that day.
I just love picturing Paul Thomas Anderson sitting in a theater watching Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah, I know. It's great.
Oh man, there will be
I hope they
carnage.
get him for Venom 3. That would really be the icing on the cake. Yeah.
I also agree with him with Titan, where it's like that's one of those movies where it's like you sort of know who to recommend it to. It's anybody who likes something fucked up. That's it. It's like if you got that friend who is like, oh, I love like Audition. It's like, well, you should probably watch this as well.
Yeah.
You know, like anybody who just wants to get like blazed on weed or something and watch something super fucked up. That's it.
Right.
Yeah. I
mean, it's a good movie.
That's been on my list for a minute. Everybody I've worked with has said that it's a movie you need to see, and now it's like to hear like fucking PTA say like, I'm not even sure how I feel about this movie, but I can't stop thinking about it. I'm like, if that dude says that about this movie, then I gotta watch it.
Yeah, I should say, because I just compared it to Audition, I do want to note it's not a hard watch. It's not a movie where you're like, Okay, here we go. It's just fucking weird. It's just unbelievably weird. It's not like it doesn't. It's not any more like violent or horrific than most movies. Like any horror movie or something like that. It's not upsetting. It's just. I mean, it might be depending on what your fears are. It doesn't matter. I don't have to go into this. You get me. It's not like a tragic movie, or it's not shows something like really horrible.
I know the gist of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone should watch that and Venom 2 back to back.
Yeah.
Intercut each sequence while you're at it. Why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Why not?
They might vibe more closely than you're expecting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alien impregnation vibes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. From what I've heard.
It's a factor. It's a factor. All right. Well, let's talk about these Spider-Man leaks.
I kind of think maybe we can skip right over this.
Really?
You want to?
Well, because it was... what I was going to say real quick is that there were photos, 2 images leaked, quote-unquote leaked, that are supposedly from the new Spider-Man film, but they're leaked by this guy who is just a big-time queef.
Oh, really?
He's just a scumbag. And then he immediately was like, oh, they're fake, when it looked like he was going to get in some fucking trouble for it. So...
But they're not, right? They super
I don't know.
seem fake.
They look like they could be Photoshops.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Because
all I know is our most
That's a
viewed
shame.
article on IGN the other day was an article confirming that the old man who played Spider-Man in the 70s won't be in. That's how much
Excellent.
people care about which Spider-Man will be in this thing.
The guy who played Spider-Man in the 70s TV movies? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, we were able to confirm that he won't be in it. And that was a huge article for us.
I didn't even know
I'm
he
like,
was
of course not.
alive."
Of course he won't be. What did you think? Come on.
That's very
Yeah.
funny.
But people are like, anything goes. It's the multiverse. We're ready for literally anything to happen. Apparently.
I have weird excitement for this movie that I know is going to be terrible.
It's going to be a fucking disaster.
What it is, it's working on me. This stupid hype is working.
Yeah, because
Like,
it'll
in
be
this-
fun.
in this-
It'll be fun to see all these people together.
Yeah, the fact that this leak shows Daredevil, I was like, no shit! Like that excited me, even if it's photoshopped. And I hate it. I hate myself. I hate what it's doing to me. I want to see all the Spider-Mans and Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and I want them to take on fucking, I don't know, fucking Batman. Get Batman.
I feel
in
like
there.
Genesis getting eaten up by Nintendo was it's the earliest time I remember having this feeling.
Yeah,
but
it's
I
like
agree with
Mario
you.
Yeah.
and Sonic at
The
the
world's
Olympics.
there used to be
It's a
separation
Who
of
Framed Roger
brands
Rabbit.
and brands. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Who
and
Framed
I-
Roger Rabbit got away with some shit. That was cool.
Watching
cool
Mickey
movie.
Mouse and Bugs Bunny do bits together, I was
Yeah.
like, "This is fucking amazing." Yeah, I get the excitement.
For
I
sure.
don't feel good about it.
I'm
but I
also
get it.
extra excited just because of the superficial similarities to Spider-Verse, which is like my favorite Marvel movie. So
Yeah.
sure, if you get any even half of that shine, I'll be all about it.
Well, okay. Let's thank some more producers, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's what we're doing. Big thank you to Tux.
I always thought that was TUX.
No, Tux, like it,
Like a little
tucking it, tucking it. Thank you to Ricky Cilantro. Thank you to Norm from Cheers. Thank you to Space McNulty. Thank you to Oh Great, It's That Guy. Thank you to Nolan Mayton. Thank you to Andrew. Follow Marina on Twitch and Patreon at HeartFistBrain McGuire.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you to AJ. Thank you to Tip Drizzle.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let me jump in here. Thank you to Burrito Mouth. Thank you to Mrs. Voidus. Thank you to the ghost of Dave Thomas.
Thank you.
Thank you to Aaron Burser.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you to David Knife Boot, Hinson MBA
Knife
CPA. Thank you to Christopher Robert Sparts Esquire.
Thank
you to Mackenzie Fuck Shuffling with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick. Chill.
Thank
Thank you
you.
to Funky J.
Thank
And
you.
thank you to Pie Guy.
Thank you.
Dave,
What?
As Boys to Men once sang, we've come to the end of the road. So I can't let go until you tell me whether or not you have a movie that deserves more hype.
Oh, I do.
Oh, shit!
Yeah. Thank you.
Ah, yeah!
Lord
I was so
Buddha.
excited. I was so hoping you would.
Oh, I'm so happy I could make you guys happy.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a movie called Kriya. It just came out on Shudder. I could have, I guess, watched it, but I didn't. It's the producer of Possessor and In the Earth. That type. The score was done by the person who did Possessor, also Titan, who we were just talking about. It's coming out of India. It's about a DJ who, or it might just be someone called DJ. No, they say they're working at a club. So probably a DJ who meets a girl, goes home, and finds her dying father gagged and shackled and their family there. And because of the practices there, they need the idea is the dying father needs the rites performed by the eldest child, but it has to be a man. And so she's bringing him home to do the last rites on their dying father. And then it turns out that there's like some sort of ancient curse or demon haunting this family that he's gotten involved in. It's your classic story. You meet someone at a bar. They bring you home, and you have to perform last rites on their dying parent. So that's the trailer. It looks fucking weird.
But then you bang, and it's rad.
Yeah, one of the reviews. This has very little reviews. It has very little around it. One of the reviews was saying that there's full frontal nudity for both leads, and for like a South Asian film, there's a lot of like taboos that are being done in this, which is interesting. But it's mainly just that the trailer looks fucking weird.
Yeah, the trailer's almost indecipherable. So I'm glad we had this plot description to go along with it. It's just the trailer is really just a series of really disturbing images.
Yeah, like this dude covered in what appears to be blood.
Yeah,
old man with a metal muzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude in it gives me the vibes of Parasite, that guy in the basement.
Sure. Yeah.
Like it's that. Like it's this like dude who looks out of his mind. I'm very intrigued by this. I want to watch it. I don't think I guess it's somewhat supernatural. I can't quite tell what manner of horror it is, It
looks very
what
visceral.
To prepare my it does. Like prepare for the worst.
Yeah.
When you pop this on.
This doesn't to contrast with what you were saying earlier about Titan, this does look like a hard watch.
Yeah, it might be.
So I'm not sure about this one. This looks pretty intense.
Listen, I'll watch it and I'll get back to you all. It does look intense. Producer of Possessor. That was also not an easy watch.
Oh, Possessor ripped, man.
I loved Possessor.
Yeah, and it was very bleak, for sure.
Yeah, it sure was. Jeez.
I would say, without spoiling anything, Possessor is so bleak that it's funny. One of those for me where I'm just like, all right.
I will spoil it and say it's so bleak that if I recall correctly, our protagonist succeeds at the end by getting a child to kill themselves. Or that's like, she did it. How clever and resourceful. She got that kid to kill themselves.
Yay! That's quite a watch. So check out the trailer for this. It's Kriya.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's important.
Kriya.
So yeah, if you're interested in, all the fucked up shit we've been talking about throughout, we've been sprinkling it in this episode. It's one of those.
Give this trailer a gander. It's about 60 seconds of some of the worst shit you can think of.
I wouldn't say it's
not
like
not that extreme. No, not that extreme.
No one's.
It's just
not Antichrist.
No,
you
that's
know?
true. It's not Antichrist. It's just a bunch of really frightening images.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to watch Antichrist now.
It's a good one.
You want to fuck shuffle with Willem Dafoe's confusingly large dick? Oh, man. Guys, that's a sewed. We've done it.
Woo!
We did it.
Hype, hype, hype,
Michael.
hype, hype, hype.
Man. Michael thank you so much for being on the show, man.
Oh, my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Thank you. Thanks to all of us. We're pretty great.
Yeah, we are.
Thanks,
It's
man.
true.
What do you want to tell people now as the hype train is pulling back into the station?
Sure. You can hype my hypes over at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's all. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same bat time, same bat channel. The usual.
We do a lot of joint.
Yeah. A lot of
That's right.
collabs. A lot of collabs.
I don't think I have anything more detailed than that. That's all. The usual plug.
All right. Yeah, if people are interested, they can go to Gamefully Unemployed. No. Patreon.com/Gamefully
that's the
Unemployed.
ticket.
There we go. I got it. And there's some exclusive podcasts on there, like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder is a Maniac, and then we have some joint ones with our small beans. We have Spiel Boys and Star Trek: The Next Futurama. You can check all that out. We watch movies every Friday night with our patrons. There's a bunch of stuff on there.
Yeah.
We don't announce this enough. We watch movies every Monday night with our patrons as
That's
of
true.
recently. So if you want to go this way, you could double fist every Monday, Friday.
You could double fist us.
You got a whole bunch of movie nights. I
yeah.
believe our chums over at 1-900 Hot Dog also do a movie night on, I think Saturday is the night they do movie night.
Wow.
So there's
You
a
could
whole
never
lot
not
of
be
movie
surrounded
nights.
by us talking about movies
That's
if
true.
you want.
You could just
Yeah.
make it your entire existence as we
That's
have.
all.
We also have a store. If you head over to GamefullyUnemployed.com, you can find a link to our Teespring store where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs for our different shows. You can get it on T-shirts and stickers and mugs, and posters, all kinds of stuff. Lots of yucks over there. So check that out. It's fun. It's fun. Dang it.
Yeah.
All right.
It is fun. We're having fun.
Yeah. It's as fun as
Yeah.
Kriya and Possessor.
Oh, it's more fun
It's
than
a little
that.
bit more fun than that. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. All right. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Unhype. Dismount.
Our music is produced by Chris Corlew. You can follow him on Twitter at @thecorlew, Corlew, and find more music at shipwreckedsailor.bandcamp.com. Our artwork is produced by Justin Brown. You can follow him on Twitter at @JustinTBrown, and find more of his artwork at artnessbyjustinbrown.com and justinbrown.info.